Hey, what's up, good people? Today we're going to talk about premature ejaculation. Hey, what's going on, good people? It's your boy James Harris, founder of a movement called Men to Heal, which focuses on men's overall wellness, their mental health, physical health, and of course, their emotional health. And I'm also the author of a book called Man Just Express Yourself, which is an interactive planning guide for boys and men to better express themselves. I definitely appreciate everybody who went out and got this tool, especially my parents who got this tool for the young sons, my fellow clinicians who got this in the lobby doing these interventions and sessions. I definitely appreciate it. And of course, my spouses and partners got this tool doing these exercises, dinner, date night with your partner, the man of your life. I definitely appreciate that. And salute to my fellows who got this tool and book and just doing these things to better themselves and to learn different areas about themselves and to grow. I definitely appreciate it. If you want a copy of the book, you definitely can go to Amazon, Barnes& and Nobles, Target, Walmart, pretty much anywhere books are sold, including my website. And while you're on my website, be sure to grab my board game, Cheesy Dates, which is another phenomenal tool for adults, couples, singles, everybody. It's interactive. It's a board game to help you process, get different date ideas, and to have tough conversations in a fun, interactive way. So, moving on. So, if we're talking about premature ejaculation, a lot of men deal with this and don't know that they have it or in denial about having it. So, to be real with you and to be descriptive as possible, I'll be breaking it down within this video. So, premature ejaculation occurs when a man ejaculates sooner during intercourse of before his partner within that sexual time frame. And it's not nothing to be ashamed of because 1 out of 3 men say they experience this problem at some point in their life. Um, Always nearly ejaculate within 1 minute of penetration. So, yes, within that 1 minute of penetration. Are you unable to ejaculate during intercourse or nearly all of the time? So it really depends on that person, that male who's experiencing this. And some people often report that they feel distressed or frustrated and tend to avoid like sexual intimacy altogether. So it all depends on where you are within that. I would definitely say communicate with your partner and have these conversations, no matter how embarrassing it is, no matter how much fear you might be in, because a lot of things can contribute to this. It can be physiological, biological factors, psychological factors as well can definitely play a role in experiencing premature ejaculation. And if you're not familiar with it, of course, some of the symptoms of premature ejaculation, you can have lifelong, which is like you've had it since your first sexual encounter up until where you are now. So I know some men as early as 13 to 16, 20, 30, 50, you know, had this issue throughout that sexual history. And being lifelong, which means it occurs all pretty much nearly all the time, beginning from your first sexual encounter. When we talk about acquired, we're talking about pretty much a secondary effort, and it acquires ejaculation developed after you had previous sexual experience without ejaculating within that problem. So it was acquired, and some could have happened within that moment, or it could have just been a partner, it could have just been you psyching yourself out, you know. So it all depends. Instead, these men might have natural, viable, premature ejaculation, which also include periods of rapid ejaculation, um, because it's not as normal as it was. So many different causes can happen with this. Again, it can be physiological factors. Um, can definitely play a role depending on where you are, especially if you're not as healthy as you can be. So if you're not getting your yearly physicals, you're not taking care of yourself with different exams and things. Those things are definitely um, needed to ensure that you at your best overall healthy state. So a lot of psychological factors can contribute as well. So when we talk about the psychological factors, we're talking about sexual abuse that could have happened to you, poor body image, how you view yourself is definitely important. So ensure that you are taking care of your body. Depression is also another one that can contribute to premature ejaculation. And also worrying about it. So having anxiety about having premature ejaculation can definitely be a factor in you having premature ejaculation. Guilty feeling that increase the tendency of rushing through sexual encounters. So it all depends on where you are. Erectile dysfunction is definitely an overall experience that a lot of men deal with. So if you check out my last video or previous video, it's a video on erectile dysfunction. So if you need that, that knowledge, that insight, definitely do that. So men who are anxious about obtaining or maintaining erection during sexual intercourse might have a form of rushed ejaculation, which can be difficult to change. So rushed ejaculation, premature ejaculation, hypersexuality, it's so many different things classified as erectile dysfunction. So check out that previous video. And when we talk about causes, again, we can't forget about anxiety. Many men with premature ejaculation also have problems with anxiety. So get that together. Process your thoughts, start journaling, start exercising, start eating right. See a therapist if you need to, either specifically thoughts about sex, or performing sex, or just your partner in general. Those racing thoughts can contribute to you having premature ejaculation, or it can be other related issues or non-related issues. You can be thinking about work, you can be thinking about this ball game, or whatever the case is. Just being preoccupied can cause that anxiety to have you increase premature ejaculation. Another cause that people tend to ignore is, of course, relationship problems. If you have someone who is often satisfied or not satisfied within a relationship with the other partner, that also can have a tendency to have premature ejaculations. This definitely can happen between your interpersonal relationships, between you and your current partner. That can contribute to these factors, whether they are, causing distress within a relationship or whether they are not. It all depends. But relationship problems can be and is a definitely factor. So moving on to some more causes, we can have biological causes, which people don't tend to associate with it. So you can have abnormal hormone levels. Yes, of course, you can have different hormone levels that contribute to it. Abnormal levels within the chemicals of your brain, and then your neurotransmitters sending signals down to, your area. Inflammation or infection to the prostate or the urethra. So definitely, that's why physicals are important. Whether you're doing them yearly or biannually, definitely get you a physical. And a lot of people don't know too that premature ejaculation studies have been traced to being in hereditary traits, so it can be passed down. And there's so many different risk factors as well. Of course, again, the last video, be sure to check that out, is on erectile dysfunction. You might be at risk of increased risk of erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation if you occasionally consist of having trouble getting maintained an erection. So the fear of losing your erection may cause you to consciously or unconsciously hurry through that sexual encounter. So, just thinking about it, like, oh man, I'm about to explode. And there you go. Since you thought about it so much. And of course, don't forget about the additional stress that you can put on your mindset, your body, not only the emotional, but of course the mental strain in different areas of your life can play a role within having premature ejaculation. So limit your ability to relax and focus during sexual encounter. Pace yourself. Do what you have to do to ensure that you're not overthinking within the area. So be in that moment. Again, stress can definitely be a problem, not only in your relationship, but of course the lifestyle around your relationship. Common complications of premature ejaculation is relationship stress. Communicate with your partner. Let them know how you feel. Especially if it is an issue, you want to resolve that before you guys even have sexual interaction. I know, of course, in Hollywood or different movies, they talk about makeup sex or whatever the case is. Do yourself a favor, resolve those issues so you wouldn't have those specific encounters of premature ejaculation. And another different complications to premature ejaculation is, of course, the fertility problem. So premature ejaculation can also occasionally make fertility difficult for couples who are trying to have a baby. Ejaculation doesn't occur when the time is needed. So ovulation and so many other different things surrounded around that. But there is treatment for premature ejaculation. So of course you can do therapy, that being process your feelings and emotions of what you have, and whether it's anxiety or stress surrounded around sex or just throughout your lifestyle. And of course the therapist can assist you in creating different treatment plans, different ways to navigate the sexual experience, and or help you reduce your anxiety and encourage you to do lifestyle changes that assist you within that. Another treatment that you can do is definitely use condoms. It might decrease the sensitivity to the penile area which can delay the ejaculation. I know you probably been married forever and now you don't want to all of a sudden use condoms. It's up to you. I'm just telling you, using the condom will decrease the sensitivity and potentially make you last longer. Of course, you also can increase your pelvic floor with different exercises, which, if you have a weak pelvic floor muscle, it might impair your ability to delay the ejaculation. So it go back and forth. So pelvic floor exercises is, of course, Kegel exercises. A lot of women do Kegel exercises, and you hear that thinking, I ain't do that, that's for women. Again, it's your thing, it's your bedroom. I'm just educating you on different scenarios that you can do. But if you strengthen your pelvic floor muscle, do those Kegel exercises, it can definitely help strengthen your overall muscles within that region, and assist you to reduce that premature ejaculation. It takes practice. Or while you're in the shower, you can do the pause squeeze technique. That's another technique that you can do. So listen, if you got any questions, any concerns, feel free to leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe, send it to a male who might be dealing with this so they can be encouraged to make those changes. Let me know what you think. www.mentoheal.com. Got everything on there. Send me an email, text, whatever you want to do, and I'll answer your questions. I definitely appreciate it.